Hey guys, so the story is gonna be about this guy that I met a year ago, and I was on Grindr because I was just looking for friends again, even though I probably shouldn't have been on there. I was on there and just meeting people, hanging out, stuff like that, and I came across a pretty attractive guy on there who messaged me, and we were talking back and forth for a couple of days, and eventually we had made plans. I was gonna pick him up and we were gonna go get lunch, and he wasn't really into that. Like, he didn't say he wasn't into that, but it was just kind of like the cues he was giving me that he didn't want to do something like that. But he didn't give me an actual answer saying no, so I drove to his place to pick him up, and we were gonna go get some food. So so I left and drove to his house, and his house, it was in a pretty shady, sketchy part of town that I was told to stay away from. So I was already pretty weary about that. And I got his address, and I got to the place finally, and it was right on the side of a really busy road, like a highway almost. So I just pulled into the dirt. It was all dirt, and it was like a double wide trailer with a fence around it, and all these like piles of trash and like shacks all around the building. And it was like, I checked my GPS again. I was like, is this really it? I was expecting like something maybe a little more easy on the eyes, but that was it. And as soon as I texted him that I was here to pick him up, I saw this dirty, scraggly looking guy wander out from behind the building, like walk over to my car. First he had to unlock a gate that was locked with a padlock. And it wasn't a padlock, it was one of those just, it was a padlock. And so I got out of my car, and he was like, I just gotta get ready real quick. And I was like, okay. I didn't really want to wait in my car. I wanted to like see his place. And as soon as I got to like inside of his yard, it was weird because he like shut the door behind, he shut the gate, the fence gate behind us, and like put the chain back on it. And it was just like, huh. He didn't put the lock on it, but he put the chain back on it. I was just like, okay. But anyway, I started walking towards the house that was there, and he was like, oh, I don't live there. And then some man came out, like some strange man came out and was just like drinking a beer and smoking a cigarette. And then he said something, talking back and forth to him, and I just said, hey, hi, hello. And but then we went back to the back of the property, where there looked like it was a tool shed that had been like reinforced or kind of built into. It was like a small tool shed. You couldn't even fit you could fit a small mower in there, but that's about it. Maybe that, or like I don't know, not much more. Maybe a tiny small four-wheeler, but anyway, we went in there, and I was really hesitant to go in there, and because I was like, do you live? I was just in awe that he lived in that, because there wasn't even a door. It was a sheet like hanging down from floor to ceiling, and there was like, he had some type of like fabric that he would close it with at night, and it was like dirt and everything else right there, and his bed. And as soon as I walked in, like looked in there and stepped in just for a minute, I saw like condoms laid out, like he was like prepared or something. And I don't mind condoms, but like it was just so distasteful, and it was bad. And he started saying something, and all of a sudden I was just kind of like, my stomach kind of sank, and I was really uncomfortable. There was like random people walking around in his yard, like random people. So then all of a sudden I was like, this is a freaking, in my head I was just thinking, this looks like something out of like Grand Theft Auto 5, like meth heads walking around, like hillbilly meth heads. And I got really, and my pretty like red car was sitting right there in the driveway, and I was just so, I felt so uneasy. So eventually I just told him, I was like, hey, I'm getting food. And I like jogged to my car. I didn't even open the fence and fool with the chain. I jumped over the fence, like hopped over, like bunny hopped over it, and got in my car, drove away, drove to get some food. I think I went to In-N-Out or something. And I went back to my dorm, and I just texted him, and I told him what was up and how it's not gonna work, and I don't know, I didn't really beat around the bush, but I kind of just said that, you know, it's not gonna work. So then he got mad and started saying all this stuff, he's gonna kill himself and everything, which, you know, I take seriously because everybody knows someone that's killed himself, I feel, or knows of someone that has before. And it's like, I don't take it lightly like that. So it worried me. And so I kept texting him to make sure that nothing was gonna happen. He was like trying to manipulate me to come back, and eventually I was like, you know what, take care. I blocked him, deleted Grindr, and took another couple month hiatus before I downloaded it again. But that really made me learn a lot more about myself, and you know, how to be smart online and not to just jump to conclusions and take time before meeting somebody in person, because it can be really dangerous, like super dangerous. He was not even, I mean, he was attractive, but he wasn't hot. I was just bored after school, after college, and I needed to go hang out somewhere and do something with somebody. Nothing sexual, just, you know, get food like we were gonna do. And it kind of blew up in my face, but it was a learning experience for sure. But anyways, guys, that was my Grindr story time. I think I'm gonna name this one, I wrote it down, and I've named this story Guy in a Shack. That's what it's gonna be called, and I'll make sure to put that as the title too. But yeah, that was my first Grindr story. This is my second Grindr story telling time, whatever. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. More are coming soon. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get this up and going, but I'm putting time and effort into everything now, Richie West, so you guys will be seeing a lot more content lately. So thank you guys for watching this, and look forward to more. Bye.